that this isn't an ordinary life celebration, because Willie B was not an ordinary woman. For us grandchildren, spending the night with Grandma was one of the greatest treasures of our childhood. Towards the end of the family gathering, we plead and beg Grandma and her parents that we could just spend the night that night. And if one cousin would get permission, then the next one would request, and the next one would request, and Grandma would always say, "Well, I don't care, we can all spend the night." But we would leave it to the adults to put their feet down. The parents would say no, and they'd limit it always to 2, but frequently it was 1. And that's when we knew that we'd really hit the jackpot. That if we got to spend the night with Grandma alone, getting all of her attention for ourselves. But no matter which cousin spent the night, though, the ritual was the same. We clean Buster and Nora's office, or the Culligan office. We drive through McDonald's or Dairy Queen on the way home. Cruising home in the cherry red Thunderbird with the white vinyl interior and Willie B vanity plates. We made it home just in time to catch Richard Dawson and the family food. About a month ago, as I arrived at the hospital, I entered her room and announced, "I'm spending the night with Grandma, just like old times." She laughed and laughed. Although very different circumstances, the early night with Grandma at the hospital conjured up that special, familiar closeness experience as a child. Reflecting on her early years, though, it's no wonder why she identified with the likes of Loretta Lynn and Dolly Parton. Grandma's life began in poverty in deep Ozark country. Similar to other children living in Wright County during the Depression, she wore dresses constructed from flour sack fabric made by her mother. She walked barefoot through fields to school, rain, shine, and snow, carrying with her a large bucket containing her lunch and her one pair of shoes, which she put on when she arrived at school, so as not to wear them out. They were a family of limited means, but of economic ingenuity. Her mother, Ethel, raised turkeys from eggs to buy her and her son and their 6 siblings a pair of shoes each fall. Late one night, while waiting in her T-Bird in the Bargain Barn parking lot, waiting for Dina to get off work, she averted an attempted kidnapping. It's something I vaguely remember. A man appeared at her driver's side window with a gun and demanded that she get out of the car. Thinking he wanted to steal her car, the red T-Bird, she exited the vehicle and the man continued pointing the gun at Grandma. Then he said, "Get in my car or I'll shoot." Grandma snapped wryly, "You aren't going to shoot anybody." Just at that moment, another man in the parking lot called out, "Is everything okay?" causing the man with the weapon to look away. But she uses an opportunity to whack him in the arm with a glass pop bottle she'd slipped from the car when she exited the vehicle. The gunman fled the scene, and Grandma didn't appear scared. In fact, she was angry. She was mad. She had a lot of gumption. Grandma worked hard, and she also liked to have fun. Whereas some people work hard and work seems to be all that they know, and others seem to know how to have fun, but not really have the discipline or the drive to work hard. Grandma, inexplicably, she seemed to have the energy and the drive and the time to master both of them. I say with confidence that Grandma was the hardest working person we will know in our lifetimes. She worked from her earliest memory until her body wouldn't permit her to do so any longer. As a child growing up on the family homestead, she helped her mom and dad in the garden, with washing clothes and diapers in the creek, and dishes on the stove with her sister Margie, starting when she needed a stool to reach the stove. Shortly after marrying Wilma Mings, Grandma gained a lot of responsibility quickly. In addition to rearing the 8 children, she was responsible for both house and farm largely, milking and feeding cows, gardening, picking and canning corn, washing, cleaning, cooking, and more. After several failed attempts, and with her brother's encouragement and support, Wilma took a leap of faith, left her husband, and eventually moved to Columbia by way of a short stop in Venus, where providing for her children now included paying rent. To make ends meet, Grandma worked multiple jobs, all of which were mentioned before. If funds were ever running low, which they frequently were, and she was getting behind on the rent, her answer was to work harder, to pick up more shifts, to work longer hours, to pick up a second job or a third job, frequently working back-to-back shifts and regrettably spending long hours away from home and the children for which she was providing. She didn't complain, she just kept going. Her example lives on in her children